Welcome back. This podcast explores the beautiful space where generosity occurs through ancient and modern writings from all cultures, seeking deeper wisdom for fund development work. If you like this podcast, please rate or review in your favorite podcast app. This week, I attended our statewide Association of Fundraising Professionals conference just to sit in the audience and learn. A reoccurring theme was perseverance in small daily tasks that will yield fruit. Our work does take patience in order to see change. Now, whatever your faith tradition is, let's take a moment to reflect on wisdom, patience, and rest as it works itself out in faith. This week, I am reading a poem, The Hardest Time of All, by Sarah Downey, written in 1896. Quote, "There are days of silent sorrow in the seasons of our life. There are wild, despairing moments. There are hours of mental strife. There are times of stony anguish, when the tears refuse to fall. But the waiting time, my brothers, is the hardest time of all. Youth and love are often patient, seeking things beyond their reach. But the heart grows sick of hoping, ere it learns what life can teach. For before the fruit can be gathered, we must see the blossoms fall, and the waiting time, my brothers, is the hardest time of all. We can bear the heat conflict through the sudden crushing blow, beating back our gathered forces. For a moment lay us low, we may rise again beneath it, none the weaker for the fall. But the waiting time, my brothers, is the hardest time of all. For it wears the eager spirit, as the salt waves wear the stone, and the garb of hope grows threadbare until the brighter tints are flown. Then amid youth's radiant tresses, silent snows begin to fall. Oh, the waiting time, my brothers, is the hardest time of all. But at last we learn the lesson that God knows what's best, for with wisdom comes patience, and with patience comes rest. Yea, golden thread is shining through the tangle's woof of fate, and our hearts shall thank him meekly that he taught us how to wait." Unquote. Hear that again. With wisdom comes patience, and patience comes rest. If we stop and reflect on the changes that have occurred in the last year, in those moments when it was happening, those changes would have seemed minuscule, filled with times of waiting. Yet, after a year of those tasks, making calls, sending emails, writing thank you notes, I am confident that you can look back and see major changes. Just as the poem stated, we must wait for the blossoms to fall in order to gather the fruits. And now, the hardest time of all, or should I say, the hardest time in the next few months, is to continue to wait actively for breakthroughs and major changes. But in wisdom, patience, perseverance, and rest, we can see the real difference we are making. Let's reflect on these questions this week. Where are you waiting for some major change to occur as a result of your work? Is it time to gain more wisdom, or to be more patient, or to stop and rest in that area? Will you take time to document your hopes for change in the coming year, and then schedule an email to send that reflection to yourself in a year, as a way to see that those hardest times of waiting was when the change was actually occurring? Share this podcast if you enjoy these 5-minute reflections, and subscribe to receive these reflections released every Monday. To explore fundraising coaching deeper, visit servingnonprofits.com. See you next week.